Game of the week, Sunday Night Football, Buffalo at Miami. Miami, let me just make sure I'm looking at the latest lines here. Miami is a 3-point underdog at home. Number one, I want to think about waiting for this total to keep climbing. It opened at 48 and a half. It got up to 49 and a half, now at 50 and a half. It will be a luck under. Just keeping track of that. It will be a luck under. Both of these teams really good in pass coverage. Miami's defense sneaky good overall, according to PFF, just behind San Francisco and Baltimore. Hey, they've lost some players, including Bradley Chubb this past week. Um, you've pointed out the Bills have been leaning more towards a run heavy offense the past few weeks since Joe Brady took over as offensive coordinator. Buffalo has had Miami's number past 3 games, beating them all three in Buffalo, though. Last time they played in Miami, Miami won by 2. Simon, it's a tricky one. Very
Yeah,
tricky
I mean, you
one.
remember that game well because the Bills ran 80 plays to the Dolphins, 40 plays, and they still lost that game in some extreme heat.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it won't be that. It will be perfect weather, nice little 50, 60 degrees down in Miami. Lovely little January game. Um, I hate it. Me and Chad we love the Bills, and we're supposed to take the Bills here. But I think Chad's leaning towards the Dolphins, which is going to be the professional side. And I'm going square, I guess. I'm going with the public on the Bills. And it just feels like the injuries the Dolphins have had to their defense are a huge deal. And then you take away Mostert and Waddle. I mean, that's another big deal to that offense that like again, that Ravens game, they're up 7-0, I think, and it was 3rd and 16. And they had, whoever the Ravens running back was, it might have been Hill, catches this little pass to the backfield and takes up the field and gets the 16 or 17 yards. And as soon as that happened, I knew our Dolphins bet was dead. And it was just a team that they've gotten away with it all season. Despite the numbers that they say about their defense, I do not think their defense is good. And I think we should have realized that when that Tennessee team was able to drive the field and score 14 points of Will Levis in 3 or 4 minutes at the end of that game, where it's like, this team does have some weaknesses that they've been able to cover up because they had such a talent on that defense. Now they got 3 or 4 huge injuries to that defense. I have to account that where the Bills team, they did make moves. I mean, Rousseau Douglas had another pick last week. Like the move that Bills have made have worked out for them. And I would say to anyone out there that followed me and Chad and put a decent amount of money on the Bills to win this division, if you have anything better than 4-1 or 3-1, you have an easy hedge here. You have an easy hedge on Miami now. They're a dog. Chad said, or maybe I was on Green Out Daily, that they're plus 150 or plus 160 or something like that to win the division. So you have an easy hedge. You can just do that and not sweat this game at all. If you want, you can basically what we did last year, which is you take whatever you want to do, 1/3 or 1/4 of your bet, put it on Miami at +3. If this game lands on 2 or 1 and the Bills win, you hit both bets. Like that's the dream scenario. That's why we make these kind of hedge bets. So my hedge bet, I will be taking Miami +3, but personally, betting wise and what I'm looking at, I'm betting the Bills here. I like the Bills in this spot. It's just it's all there for them. Like last week, they had such a bad week, and it was because I think they were looking ahead to this Miami game. It just felt like that kind of spot for them. That's the fear is Josh Allen going to burn us in this game? Is he going to turn the ball over, give Miami short fields? And that's how Miami could win this game. But I don't think Miami can overcome all these injuries to their offense and defense. It's just too much at this point. So I'm going to back this Bills team.